Hi y'all, my name is Ryan. I'm from Virginia and I'm currently a junior.
My name is Jordyn. I'm from Massachusetts and I'm also a junior.
And we'll be talking about the leadership opportunities within Greek life today. I joined my freshman year, so formal recruitment of 2022, and I'm out of state and I didn't really know anyone in the area, and my entire family was part of Greek life when they were in college. I was a little hesitant at first to join, but I ended up going through with it, and I really did enjoy my recruitment process.
I feel like I had some of a similar experience. I joined because coming from a small town so far away, I didn't know anybody here, and no one from my high school came to Coastal, so I kind of felt like I was on my own. And I have no one in my family actually that has ever been in Greek life, so I kind of went in blind on the whole thing. But I joined in the fall of 2022, and looking back, it's probably the best decision I've ever made. I don't think I would be where I am today if I didn't join Greek life.
I completely agree with you on that.
My path to joining one of our organizations was a lot different than others. I wasn't really sure if I was going to or not, and then I last minute decided to go through formal recruitment maybe a week before the deadline was due, and it was one of the best experiences for me. I met so many different people, and to look back and think that there was a chance I was going to do COB instead of formal is really crazy to me, seeing where I am today.
A lot of people have those experiences as well. They're very, like I said, hesitant like I was, but it's really nice with formal recruitment because you get to visit every single chapter and have those conversations and really find the place that you belong the most.
I definitely agree with that. It can be stressful at first, but once you get into the groove of things, it's really easy, and all the other recruitment counselors are there to help everyone. To start off talking about leadership opportunities, we're going to start with opportunities in Greek life itself. So there's different ones with each sorority, but specifically with Panhellenic, there's president, executive vice president of recruitment, vice president of recruitment counselors, vice president of education, vice president of programming, vice president of philanthropy, vice president of operations, and vice president of public relations. Now, Panhellenic has a different organizational structure than a lot of our chapters do. They have similar positions. However, a lot of chapters have a different way they follow procedures when electing presidents and vice presidents. Specifically with Panhellenic Executive Council, most members who are interested in any organization can submit an application for the position they are interested in. Members of the Panhellenic board and advisors will look over each application, and if they see that you're fit, then an interview will be called for you. If you are asked whether you would like to accept or decline a vice president position in the Panhellenic Executive Board, and you accept, the elected members of the Executive Board will be presented at the General Board Panhellenic meetings for all of Panhellenic to vote on and get their input on the new governing council.
For each individual chapter on campus, there are different positions varying on those chapters' needs, but every chapter has a president or vice president, and to be elected or put into one of those positions, it does depend on the chapter and how they decide to run it. With every chapter on campus, there is a smaller board underneath their executive board, whether it's chair or director, and those are smaller positions that are not as much of a time commitment, but still allow you to be involved and take on a leadership position within your chapter. Normally, each chapter has some type of position where the vice president or chair of each of the following: finance, which runs the chapter's funds and organizes dues, as well as we have programming or operations, which provide presentations for the chapter, organize and book rooms with Cody. Next, there's standards, where members will go if they're in violation of the chapter's bylaws. Pandelegate, which communicates with all of the Pan exec as well as other Pan delegates. Recruitment, which runs recruitment. DEI, DIB, or DEIA, depending on what chapter you're in, which makes everybody feel included and as well as making everything accessible for those who need it. Next is new member educator, which educates the new members, and then philanthropy, which runs all of the chapter's philanthropy events. And now we're going to talk about the pros and cons of leadership roles in Panhellenic and our chapters on campus. A few pros are networking, confidence in public speaking, communication skills, experience to help in corporate America, and being involved on campus.
And some of the cons are trying to navigate your priorities, navigating friendships and relationships compared to your position, and what's expected from others.
Networking can work both through individual chapters as well as Panhellenic as a whole. A lot of alumni are on campus or around the area for chapters that aren't necessarily on our campus, but they're willing to work with you, especially in interviews in Myrtle Beach area. If you go and mention that you're part of Panhellenic, it will start a conversation and build rapport.
There's also a lot of confidence in public speaking. I myself am not that great with public speaking. However, I feel that being able to talk in front of a group of women there to support you has definitely helped my skills and my confidence within it. And Ryan, how do you feel about the communication skills within leadership?
Not just speaking in front of people, but written skills are very important as well with specific positions. With leadership comes a lot of paperwork, as well as talking to people not just on campus or within your chapter, but outside in the community. And I feel that these leadership roles can really help you gain experience and practice for when you graduate.
I definitely agree with that, Ryan. I feel like your communication skills can be a big helping hand when trying to step into the corporate world after graduation. Being in a leadership position, I've experienced many different aspects of communication, as well as professionalism and trying to navigate how to best communicate with others. And I feel like being in a leadership position has helped me in so many different ways. Going into interviews for an internship, I now know how to talk to people above me or in a higher position than I am, and also how to communicate with them and present myself in a respectful manner.
Going off of that, you get very involved on campus as well. You meet so many great people, like Cody, talking to him about booking a room or a place on Prince Lawn for tabling, or even other organizations, leaders. And it's really nice to be able to communicate and make those relationships while being involved on campus. But with all pros do come cons, like navigating priorities. It's hard with school, jobs, internships, your normal chapter and PAN events that don't involve your position, but it is difficult to balance it, but it's worth it.
And going off that, I definitely feel like it can be a struggle, but not only navigating priorities, navigating relationships, being in a position and having friends who are general members or acting members, it can be very difficult to find the difference between positional duties and friendships. If someone comes to you saying, "Can you do this for me?" but you feel it's violating what you've agreed to do within your position, that can be something difficult as well. And also just creating time with each other. Half the time I'm either too busy with school or my position, and I feel like recently I haven't prioritized hanging out with friends a lot.
I agree completely with that. Kind of going off of it, burnout is very big with people in positions, both within PAN and their own chapters. Checking out while you're in term, your day-to-day is your position. No matter what it is, how big or small, you're always putting everything you've got towards it. And once you're out of that position, it's very hard to stay involved still. I know it from experience, and I know a lot of my PAN sisters that know it as well, but it's very hard.
I definitely also feel like, kind of pointing back to like the position aspect of everything, when you're in a position, you're also working with other women on an executive board or chair members. So there's certain things that you're going to want from them or need from them to get your duties done. But it's difficult when they don't realize that there are deadlines that need to be met. So when you are on a set schedule and you're asking someone for something and they don't give it to you by a certain time, it can be very difficult and frustrating. And trying to figure out how to manage all that is definitely something that can also help with your career after graduation.
I agree completely with that.
Next, we're going to be talking about the expectations that are being asked of you within a Panhellenic leadership role or a chapter leadership role. Being in a position means a lot of time commitment and being able to get work done when need be. For my position, I have certain dates before social events that I need to turn stuff in for. So being able to manage my schoolwork and my social life and my positional duties, it's really important to be on top of everything. For me personally, I keep a digital calendar where I write everything down that needs to be. It's also okay to ask for help from other members and other governing board or executive board members. If you need someone to help you out with something and you feel like you're in a rut, someone's always there to help pull you out, as well as advisors. Advisors are always there to kind of oversee everything and make sure that you're doing what needs to be done, which is really amazing.
Definitely. I know when I was in my position, it's very hard with all of your outside work as well. But a lot of the time, deadlines are put in place so other people can get their jobs done. And to satisfy everybody who's involved, being on top of it is very important. Kind of going into making everybody pleased and like satisfied. You cannot please everyone when you're in a position, and a lot of people who take on positions figure that out really fast. I know with me, it was very hard because I like to make everybody happy, and I want everybody to enjoy being a part of a chapter or PAN as a whole. But you're there to get a job done, and you have to like draw a line, and it's okay that not everybody likes what you're doing, but you're there to do what's best for your chapter as a whole, not just for yourself or someone specific. And it can be difficult to navigate, but it ends up all working out in the end. Time commitment can also be a huge thing.
I definitely agree with that. Time commitment can be scary at first, but keeping track of everything, most chapters, if not all, have a calendar of events happening throughout the whole semester, and it's really easy to get involved within the sorority or Panhellenic in itself. So many sisterhood events are held, as well as social events, and just a bunch of different small little things. A lot of different chapters like to work together and do fun little movie nights or s'mores making or simple stuff like that. It can be a really difficult additive into your calendar, but it makes it all worthwhile.
And with all of these like higher expectations that come with leadership, you grow so much as a person. I know Jordyn can agree with me on this. If you saw me before I went into a leadership position, I was a complete mess. And the support that PAN gives you, as well as your chapters, it really does help you grow both socially, professionally, and create really good relationships.
I definitely am all for that as well. I joined my chapter as a tiny little freshman, not really sure what she wanted to be doing. And then within the first semester of being there, I was asked to take on a small chair position, which I was really excited about. And it just gave me so much confidence within my abilities, and the support from the chapter for them thinking that I could handle something so early on. It just really helped me within my sorority experience, which I'm so grateful for.
I have a similar situation. I had no confidence. I was very, like you said, a tiny little freshman, but being in the position really does shape who you are.
In conclusion, a lot of chapters and the Panhellenic Executive Board creates a lot of opportunity for leadership and expanding growth within the chapter and the coastal community in itself.
I agree completely. These leadership positions really do help you grow both academically, professionally, and socially, and it is a very good thing to have both on your resume and just for your personal growth.
Once again, I'm Jordyn.
And I'm Ryan.
And thank you for listening.